Alright, hi guys. So today we're going to be learning how to solve the Skewb Xtreme. And so it looks like a very cool and perhaps very complicated cube, but let me assure you this is probably one of the easiest cubes I've ever solved. So, you can see that basically there's a lot of these crevices around, but there's also this gigantic pieces in the middle here. So all 6 of these are just right there, and so that means that really you only have so many degrees of freedom. Like you can just skewb it like this, and then this is one turn. You can also hear the click in this Meffert's cube, which is pretty nice actually, because then you don't have to try to twist things while they're not in the actual correct orientation. So it gives you the 90-degree turns, and you have this nice click here that tells you when we're finished with a 90-degree turn. And so basically you just have that one gigantic piece here, and then you have these corner pieces here with about, 6 different colors on it, 6 faces if you will. And really, those are the only 2 types of pieces, and so there are 8 of these just in these corners here, and then the rest is just the center pieces. And so really, it's just quite simple once you get down to it. So let's get to it. So I'm just messing it up here and see what we can do. Alright, so first order of business, like any other cube, you would find one face to start off with. That would be, let's go with the white, and so then you would complete this cross. Okay, so you would find a white piece, say here, and that has a green and pink on the sides next to it, and so you know that it belongs right here. So you want to get this piece up to here, and so if you do this, you can see that the white does not actually match up there, and so what you can just do is just manipulate the piece in different ways, and then over here you can just turn it multiple times so the white is facing different areas. Okay, and so what you want to be able to get this piece up to here with the white facing up, you want the white to be facing outwards here, so that when you turn this side there, you have this that matches up. Actually, I may have gotten the wrong edge. So it's pink and green, and that's actually going to be, oh, it's this one, yeah, because the colors are flipped here, and so you can only have it to come over here and match up with the pink and green over here. There are actually 2 different colors in these crevices when it's complete. So let's just move it over. Alright, and so now in order to get this piece up here, you would have to, again, get it facing outwards in order to do that and have it go up there. And then you would find another white piece. So for instance, this one, we have a, I guess, aqua and purplish. And so we can find where that goes. So if this were to be like this, facing outwards, and we get it up here, then we can see that this is the opposite, so it has to go into opposite corner. And so then we twist this again, so it's facing outwards when your target is over here, so then you do that again, and then you can see that this matches. And so we only have 2 left. Right here we have a purplish and aqua on the other side, so that's going to be this one, and it's already facing outwards from here when your target is in the lower left of the top face. And you just do that, and you're done with that corner. And finally this white piece over here, so it would obviously go over here with the green and pink, but you would not get as much freedom here as you would before, because you only have this one corner to work with. So you can turn basically what I just did there was it was up here, right? And so you turn it out of the way down here. And because you need to turn this over here in order to get it facing outwards here, but you're also displacing this, you can actually turn this out of the way one more time so that it stays in this type of orientation. And then you pull this up, and then you pull this down again, so that this is in the correct position, that's in the correct position, and this was in the same outwards facing position it was in when you turned it down. So then you can turn it back up, and so then your cross is done. So after that, you turn it around like this, and we're just going to do a very, very simple algorithm to get these to align properly with the reds facing on top. And so really all you have to do is repeat this. Well, no, we're trying to get all the yellows to face on top, so I only have to do that once because these centers really move around, and so you just have to get white opposite yellow. And now you can see that all we need to do is switch the corner positions. And so in this case where you only have, see, the white is complete, the green is complete, the blue is done, and all you have are the purple, red, and yellow that are not in the correct positions. And so really all you have to do is look for the two centerpieces that are normally supposed to be opposite each other. So you can see that with the corners as reference points, red is opposite from purple, blue is opposite from green, white is opposite from yellow. And so in here, in this set, yellow, red, and purple, the all misplaced ones, you just put them all in a vertical row like this, and then you would put it so that the opposite faces, the opposite color centers are facing front and on top. And so then you just do the same exact algorithm that what I did earlier, but as a commutator. So you do the same thing here, and then you twist it, the entire cube, by 180 degrees, and then you do the same thing. Okay, and so now you can see that all of the centers are in the correct positionings. However, this cube isn't done just yet. What I just did there was basically the entire set of algorithms that you need to use to solve a Skewb. And so you could literally just use what I just told you here to solve a Skewb. But this is a Skewb Xtreme, and so there's one extra step you need to worry about. And that is these colors right here. And so the centers actually just move around and they rotate, right? And so as you can see, this purple center here, the green is aligned and the pink is aligned. And so those are correct. But this green is not aligned properly. So you're using the corners as a reference, and then the centers do not align with the corners, and the green does not do this properly, the yellow does not do this properly. And those are the only two centers. And so in order to rotate this, you basically just have to repeat what the same R prime, L, R, L prime kind of function, and with the twisting 180 degrees just to make sure that you don't change up, the orientation of the centers here. And so you just want to rotate these two, and so you just start off with one of these pieces that need to be fixed on front, and then you just do this twice on the same face just to test out what it'll do. Okay. And so now with that, I made it so that the yellow and the blue are actually the ones mixed up now. So actually what I'm just going to do here is try to make them into opposite faces that need to be rotated, so then we can just do it in one go. And so I'm just going to start with a correct face, and then try to orient the blue properly, and then just have the yellow and the white that need to be fixed at the very end. Notice that I just did it once there. Okay, and so now we just need to reorient the colors here, and so you start off with white, yellow, because those are the ones that belong on opposite faces. Okay, and then you turn it again, just to get everything back to where they should be. Okay. And there you have it. That actually just one go with the fixing the blue and the yellow by putting in a third face, white, into the rotational algorithm there. And then once you fix that, it just did the rotations properly, and the half turns and the quarter turns of the centers, and they align properly. And so really at the end you're just testing out like which sides and which centers need to be fixed, and how many of those commutators that you need to do and where in order to get them to align properly. And so a lot of that just has to do with experimentation, and then later on you'll be able to recognize the patterns more easily. But basically that is how you solve a Skewb Xtreme.